guys, what's up? It's Luce, and today we are going to be celebrating everything fall, and we are going to be getting into the spirit. I've got a list of things that I think will really help to get your starter pack, if you will, of fall going. Books, movies, music, activities, you name it. So if you're down for that, go ahead and stick around because I've got a lot of stuff. Alrighty, so I've got my list here so I can actually remember all of what is gonna go down. I have to do it in my bedroom today because there's a ton of construction happening out there. They are tearing down buildings right next to my apartment, so it's very loud. So if you do hear anything outside my window, that's gonna be why. So first off, to kick off the season, we're gonna start with books. Before I start, I want to say happy fall to everybody. Just a couple days ago was the first official day of fall, and you better bet that I definitely went to a bookstore. I got a puzzle, I got books, I drank apple cider, I had a good time. I even wore little booties with some cute pumpkin socks. I was committed. But we're gonna start with books, and I got these really cute like kid books, and so I'm gonna start with those. First one that I found is this one right here, and it's called The Battle for the Best Fall Tree is On, Apple versus Pumpkin. I thought this one was so cute. I like having like some kid books here, especially because I have younger siblings. Nieces and nephews, stuff like that, so if they ever come to visit, these are super cute to have on the shelf. But this one's just so much fun because it's just the apple and the pumpkin fighting about which one is the best fall treat. The next one I have is called The Spookiest Halloween Ever. So it's just like a cute little story, basically. It's called The Spookiest Halloween Ever, but it's like, obviously, since it's a kid book, it's all friendly ghosts and nice little Halloween party for everybody. But yeah, that one's cute. And then the next one that I got is called Room on the Broom, and it's from the creators of The Gruffalo. So if you know that one, you know that these books are always very, very good. And this one's actually got like a bit more of a story to it, and so this one doesn't have to be just for like little kids. But I love that this one is just like there's room for everybody on the broom. So those are the kid books that I got. Next up, I have the cozy fall books that I have read. I will admit I'm more of spooky books or mysteries, but I have been trying some more cozy books lately. And one that I started was the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I'm gonna be completely honest, I don't think it's my kind of book. I'm over halfway done with it, and it's cute, it's fun, but I feel like maybe I'm learning I'm not a huge romance person for books, and this one's definitely kind of spicy. I thought it was, I don't know. I guess I don't know what I expected. I thought the cover was cute, and I was like, hey, I'll give it a try. So not bad by any means, and if you like the more kind of spicy, cozy romance books, this one's great. I'm still deciding if it's for me. But if you do like those ones, I'd say this one's good. And then last year I read this one called Curse the Day. It's very small, very easy read, and it's so cute. It says, the only magic Emma Hart believes in is caffeine and the power of the dryer to lose one sock per load. A public interest lawyer buried under a mound of student debt, Emma's whole life has been one turn of bad luck after another. Her streak seems to continue when she gets lost on the way to see a client in the remote Pocono Mountains. So what happens is she comes across a little town that is spellbound, and she finds out that there's witches, vampires, I think gnomes, goblins, there's a lot of stuff. They're friendly, and she finds herself becoming a detective and also possibly a witch. But there's a lot of fun stuff in this one, but it's very cozy. It's shopping with friends in magical places. It's going on dates with vampires. Like it's a really cozy read. Alrighty, so next up is my spooky collection. This is going to be what I've read, what I'm reading, and what I have yet to read. So right now I am currently reading Hampton Heights. I am just started it, so I'm not very far, but what I can tell from it so far is that it's a mix between like the styles of It and Stranger Things. It's very much centered around this group of like middle school boys and they're paper boys, and then some spooky stuff starts happening. And what's really fun is that it takes place in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And since I'm from the Midwest, I was like, ooh, let me read it. But the cover is so fun. And again, it's very short, so just a nice short little read if you want a little spooky story. So the other one, this one I got recently. It's called Nightmares. I have yet to read it, but it says Charlie Lard has several problems. His dad married a woman he is sure moonlights as a witch. 2, he had to move into her purple mansion, which is not a place you want to find yourself after dark. 3, he can't remember the last time sleeping wasn't a nightmarish prospect, even like a nap. What Charlie doesn't know is that his problems are about to get a whole lot more real. Nightmares can ruin a good night's sleep, but when they start slipping out of your dreams and into the waking world, that's the line that should never be crossed. And when your worst nightmares start to come true, well, that's something only Charlie can face. And he's going to need all the help he can get, or it might just be lights out for Charlie for good. So I was like, ooh, okay. I love the like fun spooky books because you can tell, especially with like the artwork on the cover, that it's more like YA, and I love those. So this is one that I already read. I kind of devoured this book and I talked about it in my other vlogs. Is Scritch Scratch, and this one was a really fun, like the characters are more middle school, beginning of high school age, and something follows her home after she helps her dad on one of his ghost tours. This one was really wholesome. It had a couple spooky moments, but super fun and nothing that like keeps you up at night. But it was very fun, very interesting, and I wasn't sure where it was gonna go, so that was really fun. Alright, this is one that is on my list to be read, and it's called Cackle. It's from Rachel Harrison, and I'm not entirely sure all of what it's about. It sounds a tiny bit kind of like Spellbound with Curse the Day, but it says a darkly funny, frightening novel about a young woman meeting a witch who might be too good to be true. So I am very excited to dig into this one once I wrap up some of the other books. And last but not least, I have a moth flying around in my room. I have this one. I got this one recently, and it's Ghostly Tales, Spine-Chilling Stories of the Victorian Age. So this one's really cool because it's just a bunch of different stories in one book. So it's not like you have to tackle the whole book at once. You can just read one individual story. But like, let's look at what some of these stories are called. Because when I picked this up, I was like, one cool looking book. Let's see, it says, "Oh, whistle and I'll come to you, my lad." The Old Nurse's Story. The Body Snatcher. Let's see, what's another one? The Phantom Coach, The Screaming Skull. So I am excited. I listen to a lot of these like on podcasts and stuff like that, so it'll be fun to read these and also just have a really pretty book to go with it. So that is what I have for my books for this season. Whether I've read them, they are to be read, or just recommendations for you guys. Alrighty, so next up is movies. So I put them into like some different categories. So the first ones are like your classic fall Halloween movies, just ones that are super cozy, really fun. I definitely revisit them every year. So the first one is Haunted Mansion, the newer one that came out a few years ago. That one is so fun. It's the perfect amount of like spooky without being scary. Like I wasn't, when I went inside in the theaters, there wasn't any moment that I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so scared right now. There was just like a fun spooky, almost like a mild haunted house. But it's very fun, but it also has such heart to it. There's such good lessons that the characters learn, and it's also hilarious, and so it's just an overall great combination to bring in that like Halloween spirit. The next one that I have is Halloween Town. Obviously like the Disney Halloween Town, that's a more just wholesome, but like still obviously along the Halloween vibes. It is taking place actually like on Halloween, and Marnie, am I saying her name right? Oh my gosh, Marnie. She is someone who knows, she's 13 and she knows that she's just a bit different, and when her kind of strange grandma comes to visit, she decides to follow her and finds herself in Halloween Town, where she discovers that she is actually from a family of witches, and it's so cute and so fun. So if you kind of want to bring back those childhood memories, that one's a great one. And then another one, if you want like more animated and funny, Hotel Transylvania is always a good time. It's got the love story, it's got the humor, it's got some action, and it's so much fun to just use your imagination and think of like an actual hotel of all of these monsters, and that one's just always so fun. And then the next one that I have that is more just like a fall time one is Charlie Brown and the Great Pumpkin. Obviously, we know that one is a classic. It's always so good. I like throwing that one on, let's say if I'm gonna be baking or cleaning or something. That one's so cute, and I'm sure most people have seen that one. The next category of movies that I have is the wholesome movies. So maybe you're not exactly someone who loves the Halloween movies or the spooky movies, and that's totally fine. But there are like still movies that kind of feel like fall, because to me fall feels very much like almost coming of age, changing seasons. It's very family focused, and so these are some of the movies that I think are just very much more wholesome, and some of them are tearjerkers. But so the first one that I have is Fly Away Home. That one is so cute, and it's a little bit of an older one, but it's such a good watch. It's about a girl, I haven't seen it in years, so I have to remember, about a little girl who finds some, I think they're ducks, who are left behind, and she has to get them to learn how to fly and get them to where they need to go. So it's very much like a father-daughter coming of age movie, and it's so cute. And I definitely need to rewatch it. I'm just waiting to rewatch it with my family. So I'm sorry if my description of it is a little rocky, because it's been a long time since I've watched it. The next one that I have is Homeward Bound. That one follows two dogs and a cat as they get lost from their house and they have to make it back. And it is so cute. It's so fun, and it is definitely one that as a kid I was like, I cried because I was sad, and then I cried because I was happy, and it's just such a good, I feel like I keep saying wholesome, but it's such a good wholesome movie that the entire family can enjoy, and I love that one. The next one that I have, man, a lot of these are animal related, but I don't know, that's just the fall vibes for me, is A Dog's Purpose. A Dog's Journey is a good one too, but I would say more of A Dog's Purpose. I think that's the first one, so I'd start with that one. If you love dogs and you are a crier, you are going to sob with these movies, but they're so good, they're so cute, and they really do kind of just make you look at your little furry friends and go, man, you really do bring a lot of light into my life. That one's really, really cute. And then the last one that I have on here, which is so fall, and it's just like has so many scenes of leaves and the changing seasons, and it's very family related. and touches a lot on about being different and how that's okay, is The Odd Life of Timothy Green. That one is so cute. I don't want to spoil too much about it, but it's about two people who want to be parents, but they haven't been able to get pregnant, so they decide, the moths just flying by, they decide to just make a list of what their ideal perfect child would be, like their one last go basically, and then something crazy happens and we find out about The Odd Life of Timothy Green. So that one is definitely a good one too. All right, and then the last category, I put just my specific picks that are ones that I am always going to go back to. They might not be for everyone, but they are always going to be watched for me during the season of fall and Halloween. And the first one is Twilight. I'm definitely going to be watching the Twilight movies, or at least have them on in the background, because let's be real, I have them memorized at this point. Those are so cozy, especially when it's like raining outside. Maybe I'm doing dishes or homework, or I need to make some dinner. I'm gonna throw one of those on in the background and it just feels like home for me. And then the next one is Ghostbusters, but the female version. I'm sorry, I did watch the original Ghostbusters and it wasn't bad. But I started with the female version, and that is more my kind of movie, that kind of humor. It's so funny, and I love that one. My sister and I adore that movie. It's one of our go-tos for a good laugh and girl humor, for sure, with some ghosts. So, you know, best of both worlds. So yeah, those are my top two picks, Twilight and Ghostbusters. All right, he's gonna sit in my lap. Also, I didn't even address it that I'm still like in pajamas and stuff, but I figured, you know what, I'm on my bed, I'm cozy, it's the morning, I don't want to get out of my pajamas, and they're fall themed, so, you know, it's on brand. All right, the next section that I have is music. So I have been listening to a little bit of different music than I usually do for fall, because for fall, usually all that I used to listen to was just Taylor Swift Red, and then like Evermore and Folklore, which are great, still great fall music, but I have expanded. So the first one that I have here is, and I had like each one is like a different, I don't know where and when I would listen to it, like the feeling that it gives me. So the first one is like campfire music. You know, someone's got an acoustic guitar, everyone's around a campfire roasting marshmallows, singing together. And that is the Shawn Mendes album, Shawn Mendes, like the one that he recently came out with. That one is so good for just something that makes you feel like you're surrounded by family and friends, and you're just having a good time singing. It's raw, it's honest, it's got like some folk sounds to it. The next one that I have, which I am claiming this album as my fall album for this year, I have adored it. I listened to it and I fell in love. So this one for me is like all of fall. It's changing seasons, it's got ups and downs and self-discovery and, you know, mourning what was but hope for what could be, and that is Wishbone by Conan Gray. That album has been so much fun to listen to. I cry, I laugh, I have a good time. Now I'm belting vodka cranberry. Like, it's such a good one, and it's a pretty new one too. He definitely deserves a lot of attention, a lot of support. He's doing great, and I told Liam, I was like, I finally found the pop girl that I've been waiting for, like that kind of music, because the ones that are more current for me personally just aren't really doing it, and I'm just not into it very much. But then I listened to Conan Gray and I was like, obviously he's not a girl, but like that kind of music finally done right. And so I was like, I found my pop girly, even though he's not a girl, but like that kind of music that I actually enjoy. And so super good album that just encompasses all of fall. So the next one I have is for rainy day or a cup of tea. It's kind of what I'm going with here. And that is, I actually have the vinyl for it. And that is Lana Del Rey. It's a long title. It says, "Did you know that there's a tunnel under Ocean Boulevard?" It is such a pretty vinyl. Like, that's so much fun. And it's a long album. It's a lot of songs. They're very unique. Most of them are pretty slow, and her voice is just gorgeous. So that one's very much like elegant. If you're sitting on the couch reading a book during a rainy day, perfect to throw that one on. So that one's what I have for that. Now, if you like something a little more upbeat, pop, what I've been listening to for like my, I don't know, bougie girl fall is Sweetener by Ariana Grande. I love this album. There are a couple skips on there for me, I'm gonna be honest. But otherwise, it's super fun, uplifting, and it definitely makes me feel like I've got lots of money and I drive fancy cars and I'm all bougie, and gets my confidence going. So the next one that I have is for like a walk in the park or driving through like a fall forest, or I don't know, this one just reminds me of trees and the changing seasons. And so this, I have to mention it. It's gonna be Red by Taylor Swift. Definitely one of my go-to in the car albums as I'm driving downtown, driving on the back roads with all the trees in the fall time. Always a good time. If you haven't listened to Red, Taylor Swift during fall time, what are you doing? I'm kidding, but like, actually. And then the last one I have that can also go into like rainy day, more chill, more moody, is gonna be the Twilight soundtrack. Always good, and if you know the movies, then the songs are gonna be like comforting for you. So that one's always a good one too. Alrighty, so the last category that I have is activities. So I tried to pick some that are a little bit different than just like, oh, going to a pumpkin patch, going through a corn maze, doing caramel apples. All of those are super fun. Nothing wrong with those, but I tried to be a little bit different, a little more out of the box with these ones. So the first one that I put, that I am now making a little bit of a tradition for myself, is getting a fall puzzle and just having that out during the season, because it's so cozy when you have just a little bit of downtime or you're winding down for the night. Just grab a cup of tea, some apple cider, and you sit for 10-15 minutes and you just start working on the puzzle, and then eventually you get it done. But yeah, plus you get to pick like a fall picture that you're then creating through the puzzle, one that makes you really happy. So those are super fun. The next one that I have is paint a tote bag. And this is one that I have yet to do, but it is on my to-do list. I want to go to a craft store, just get like a pretty basic like white or tan tote bag and some paint, and then paint like either leaves or pumpkins or whatever you want on it. You can do like a little pumpkin patch scene, whatever is, whatever makes you happy. But it would just be such a fun activity, because then you can take the tote bag and go like apple picking or go to a bookstore. Just totally romanticize it and have fun with it. The next one that I have is make basically a fall library with your friends. So trade books with one another, give recommendations. I have so many books, but I don't read them all at one time, so why not let somebody else borrow it and just kind of let them also go on a little fall adventure or something while you're on your own in a different one. The other one that I have is make a goodie bowl. I've been doing this for years, and so it's put candy and snacks and stuff like that in a bowl and just have that out in the living room or in your kitchen. And so for movie nights, you already have snacks ready. During the day, if you want to just grab a little piece of candy, it's already there. Maybe it's not the healthiest thing to do, but it's fun and it's cozy and it brings the whole season together, and I just look forward to having my little goodie bowl out during the season. It's got like little haunted houses on it, I think, stars and moons and whatnot around it, and then so it's always like a fun tradition that I get to bring it out of the cupboards and wash it out and fill it up with candy for the start of the season. All right, and last but not least is baking. I love to bake fall treats. I love apple crisp. I like making pumpkin chocolate chip cookies, pumpkin bread. There's so many different things that I like to bake. And I was gonna ask you guys, do you want me to do a video where I show you guys how I make some of my favorite like fall snacks and treats? If you're interested, go ahead and comment that down below or give this video a thumbs up just so I know if that's something that you guys want, because I think that would be so much fun. I have some treats that I make every year that I really, really like, and then I can share that with you guys. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I am beyond excited that the fall season has officially started. It's still in the 70s here, so hopefully that ends soon, because I would love for some 50s and 60s weather. I just want to be able to go outside and wear a sweater and not be sweating. That would be nice. But the leaves are changing. The stores have their pumpkins out. Places are serving hot chocolate and apple cider. The season is among us, and I'm so here for it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Maybe you'll take some of the recommendations, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!